stun. Like, the new buffs definitely help out a lot of these oddball champions. So I feel like so long as you have his ganks are going to be terrible, but he can at least clear the jungle.
Yeah, just farm the jungle, get Magus Enchant, continue farming the jungle, show up and ult somebody, use their ghost to take the turret and move on.
Like, you need, basically this jungle Mordekaiser says to me like, boy, I hope one of my lanes is winning, so I can show up and kill a tower with their ghost.
That's about it. That's all you can do. I mean, if he counter ganks, it would be good. But he can't try to start a gank. He needs to like be in the lane brush when Rek'Sai shows up and goes, ha ha! He's like, I was standing still, you couldn't see me, your T-Rex sense didn't work.
Yeah, man. Oh my goodness. This is gonna be... Alright, so is that a... Oh my goodness. Mini stretch going the Vi top. Trying to match synergy with the Debonair Jace mid. Guys, skins don't synergize.
They do increase damage.
They do increase style point damage.
Yeah. Alright, here we go.
Goodness.
We are now in game. Time to line these up. I believe that is what a Lissandra top lane, I want to say. Because that's been on TV a lot. That's where my guess is going to go.
Yeah, it's definitely been in the top lane, especially with that teleport. I would predict top lane. Though mid-top Kale is pretty excellent as a lane bully, so we could also be seeing that.
Yep.
Well, I guess we could just look at where did P-Tux end up. What is his role?
P-Tux is top
Lissandra,
and it's a 1v1 versus my brother, so he's probably going to be top lane. And Lissandra is just annoying to handle as any melee. She throws out the Q, and it's like, oh, you're going to get to me, disengage. Throw out more Qs.
I'm actually kind of surprised we don't see more Vi top lane, and maybe not professional play, but some of the higher levels of play, just because her base damages are stupid, and her all-in, like, if you land that Q, is pretty dumb, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just feel like she has a place in the top lane. She's always going to be a better jungler, but it's not a bad pick in top. She's definitely a good trading potential champion.
Right.
And shame on you, Lupa, or no, who is that? Whoever Thresh is, Inten. Shame on you going coin. We disapprove of that around here.
These kids, they just don't know. They don't know about the stretch rune mastery page where he goes boots 5 cookie start. Just gets in with the auto attacks and plays.
Like, it's not even that it's the stretch. You just need to not go coin because you're basically playing so passive, man. Especially against the Blitzcrank, you have no combat stats. If you had that relic shield, you would have extra hit points. If you had a ruby crystal, you would have extra hit points. If you had boots, you could dodge the hook, man.
Yeah.
Like,
and then just after the hook is down, punish so much harder than you can without boots because they can't get away from you. It's like, what are you gonna do?
Man. We do not approve of the coin start on Threshes ever. It's not something we like.
No. Alright, so I'm interested to see how Lupo handles this jungle. He takes his Q first. I think that's going to be the best item he can grab, or the best skill he can grab there. Gets pretty low off this Gromp camp, but you know.
Does get a bit of an extended leash from Blitzcrank too, so see if that costs.
He skips over blue buff too.
Yeah, I think he really wants this red buff. He's going to try to go for a gank. He definitely doesn't need the CDR, and he does not need the mana regeneration.
Ooh, hook goes down onto the exiled player. George P. Bradell is just going to stay in with these auto attacks. Good job there, making sure that you can get those next couple hits there. A lot of people would have backed up, but I like they stuck in.
Yeah, I feel like, unfortunately, the exiled player burnt his flash a little early there. There was no kill pressure. It was only a level 1 hook.
The hook lands once again. George P. Bradell is going to get the explosive shot down. Exhaust goes down. Intent throws down the exhaust back on the President. Level 2 comes out for Kukicha and the President himself. So that means that this next hook, if it lands, it's going to pretty much just be a kill straight up.
Yeah, Jinx has now burned all of her summoner spells. She was a little bit too quick with that flash earlier, and Blitz landing that second one just punishes her so much. It gets the Thresh exhaust and her own personal heal out of it. Oh my goodness, Inten tries to go for the Flayed.
Be careful, Kukicha walks up. He doesn't know, he throws a delayed hook there, gets the knock up there, and the President is already auto-attacking him before he even hits the ground. Good reaction time there.
Oh my goodness. The president is just on fire today, man.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
gonna.
rarely missing these auto attacks when anything happens in his lane. This is just great play coming out of the Tristana here, man. And Kukicha is just setting him up for all the ease in the world. Oh my goodness.
Kukicha's pretty much out of mana from landing all these hooks. He's like, I've got nothing left, man.
You know, that's a good problem to have as a Blitzcrank. I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I have no mana because I've been killing them all.
Yeah.
Oh man, up in the top lane too, we see Lissandra starts the Cloth 5-pot and is still getting pushed in by Vi. Vi getting some mini stretch, getting some really nice trades into P-Tex with some good, excellent QE combos.
Another grab comes out of Kukicha in the bottom lane, but goes wide off of Inten there, and they're just going to keep walking this lane in.
Yeah, and let's check in on Lupo. He's got 13 CS, he's 3 CS down, just now picking up his first blue buff. Went back, picked up that Stalker's Blade. What do you think of that stretch?
Stalker's Blade on Mordekaiser is going to give him increased gank potential, but I really think he might have wanted to go Trailblazer to just farm up here. Oh, the President jumps in under a turret, lands the explosive shot, but will it be enough damage to burn him down? It is! He gets the burn down there, and that's going to reset his jump. Inten a little bit too close to the turret to jump back in on them.
Yeah, a little bit dangerous. It's always dangerous to go for a thrash because especially if you're counting on that rocket jump to get you out. Like if he lands a death flay or something and you go for the rocket jump, it's going to interrupt that. You're going to be embarrassed as you go down to the tower. Not what you want. Oh my goodness, Lissandra TPing back onto the tower, doing the TP onto the tower. Correct decision.
Yep. WMG goes in onto Ninebreaker in the mid lane, throws his Ignite down, but then disengages because Ninebreaker says, you know what, I'm just going to back up here.
Yeah, this is going to be a really hard lane for WMG for a while, just because Ninebreaker has so much sustain with that pot, that heal, and now WMG has run out of mana with these aggressive trades.
Ooh, Inten lands a good pull onto Kukicha and a flay under turret. Kukicha only takes one auto attack though. Mid lane Ninebreaker gets the slowdown into WMG, who returns back around with a shot blast. And it looks like in the bottom lane the President's just going to jump out of that hot situation there and probably maybe go back to base, as Blitzcrank looks like he wants to head back in.
Yeah, definitely the President should go back here. I actually I should have mentioned it earlier. Anytime you kill your laner as a ADC or as a support player, both of you need to push the lane and go back immediately. You need to use that 400 gold, because if you don't, they get a free shop and they have the opportunity to kill you. Mm-hmm. It's too dangerous not to shop as soon as you get a kill. You don't want to give up that gold advantage you just gained. Even if you're forced to shop before like your BF sword price point or your sight zone price point, just go back, buy a pickaxe, buy a second Dorns, do something with your money, because it does no good in your pocket.
Yeah, mid lane, Ninebreaker just laying down the hatred onto WMG. He's getting a good amount of damage down and keeping this wave push forward. He is a little bit susceptible to the Dark Crimson Blade ganks, but DCB's a little bit more farm focused this game. He was sitting in the side brush of mid lane, but didn't end up going into the in for a gank just because the positioning that Ninebreaker had was a little bit too far back towards his turret for him to pick up an actual kill.
Yeah, Ninebreaker's been doing a really good job playing passive. Jace is going to go back, probably pick up a tier right now, and I would expect Ninebreaker to push in and go back immediately as well.
DCB shows up bottom lane, gets the knockup down onto Kukicha. He turns around, lands the pull into X-Side player. There are some Flame Chompers down on the ground, so they're not going to actually step on those. DCB flashes back in, trying to pick up the kill on George P. Burdell, but the President swaggers right back out of that situation as DCB doesn't have any actual damage items quite yet.
Oh my goodness, and Mini Stretch goes ham on Lissandra and just kind of pops him.
Oh my goodness, yeah, burning that assault and battery and just making sure that he locks him down in place long enough to pick up that kill. The teleport is also down for Lissandra too, so he's going to be in a tough situation returning back to this lane in time. It's going to give Mini Stretch the advantage there.
Mini Stretch, you know, when he decides not to troll, can actually do pretty well at this game.
Yeah, it's very true.
But that's why he's grounded, guys. He has so much potential, but he chooses to troll.
That's about it.
Oh my goodness.
Having a little dance session in front of Kukicha there, in front of the turret.
Yep. Let's see. Let's take a look at the mid lane items. Jace with it. Oh my goodness. Kukicha catches a hook flay combo. Unfortunately, Jinx isn't there to follow it up.
Yeah, it's so far back there. If she had the rockets out and landed 1-2 auto attacks, it would have been a totally different story. They would not have even been afraid of the President, and could have continued so much more damage in.
Yeah, for sure, man. I think Kukicha's right now regretting not going back with the president too, because he's sitting there. He wants to fight, but he has 0 mana. He can't even threaten a hook at the moment. The best he's got is probably a flash punch, which, while effective, not really what you want to do right now.
Yeah, especially with the fact that he's so low compared to the enemy bot lane. Mid lane, WMG turns back around on Ninebreaker. Ninebreaker still has that ulti up just in case he needs to use it, but he doesn't need to quite yet. Fox goes down in the bottom lane for Min10, right onto Kukicha. Heal comes out from George P. Burdell, but the hook's going to land for Min10 onto Kukicha to pull him back into the fight. Kiting backwards, George P. Burdell continues to get these auto attacks down, and he's going to land one more onto the exiled player. He's actually got the pressure on both of these guys, because if he takes down one, it will reset that rocket jump and allow him to do a little bit more damage. Mid lane, P-Tuck shows up for a little bit of a gank, and it looks like Mordekaiser's cat trying to get this red buff, but can't quite do it alone. He calls his team in for a little bit of support, but there's a ward on it. A ward on it by Mini Stretch. Mini Stretch coming around through this tri-brush, charges up the dash over the wall, and does manage to make it over. He's going to flash into the Baron Pit, though. That 3v1 situation is not something he's looking for.
Yeah, a little sad when you need some help on the red buff at the 9.5 minute mark. Not impressed by this jungle Mordekaiser so far, to be honest with you.
Yep, so some people asking in the chat, what is the skill order going down for Mini Stretch? It looks like he's maxing excessive force, that auto attack reset on Vi first. To get that additional damage guaranteed on the next auto attack. DCB shows up in the bot lane. Fantastic double knock-up on Kukicha and George P. Burdell, but his team was not in position to follow up. Now he's quite low. Intit flashes in, trying to get the hook down, but he does not land. Kukicha looking for the grab as well under turret. Does not get it. Now DCB, very low, is going to have to return to base or maybe to the jungle, depending on what kind of healing he's got going on. He does have a few potions, but he doesn't have any camps on this bottom side of the map, so he might as well go back to base.
Yeah, for sure. Man, this mid lane for Ninebreaker having such an advantage after maybe 10 minutes of laning, or I'm sorry, about 5 minutes of laning, has swung so far into Jace's favor after that first shop, even though Jace sunk 700 gold into that tier. That is just unreal level of play coming out of our Jace out of WMG right now. Because I really expected these lanes to reset after the shop, and with that 700 gold invested just kind of for Ninebreaker to show up and push Jace out of lane again.
Yeah.
It didn't happen that way at all, though, man. Unfortunately, that dagger's just not quite keeping up with the double longsword pickup.
Yeah, the double longsword is going to allow him to do so much more poke damage, and the tier just going to make it so he can keep throwing out these shock blasts. Top lane, Cosmic Gator, just making sure he traces. And that's the reason he's leveling this excessive force first, is because he can use the ranged blowback damage to trade with the Lysandra Qs. So he's using them kind of as a ranged harass tool there.
Yep. Oh my goodness, I'm just watching WMG right now. Every time Ninebreaker comes in for that short range auto attack, because it's such a short range, he immediately goes for the shock blast. Oh my goodness.
He's getting chunked down pretty hard there.
It's so hard.
Exile player and Inten pushing up towards this turret once again. The ultimate from Rek'Sai is not up. Kukicha lands a hook, or eats a hook right there. Ulti comes out from Jinx. Kukicha's trying to look to get in position for another grab under tower. Cannot find it. Actually does find it after stepping onto the flame choppers. Jordan P. Burdell jumps in immediately, but cannot finish off the damage considering he got exhausted there. The exhaust from Kukicha actually goes down on Inten, but the minion blocking is going to make sure that they cannot clear this kill. Rotation up near the top side of the map. The ultimate from Ninebreaker keeps Argento Lupo alive, and up at the top lane, Cosmic Gator cleans up a kill onto P-Tux once again. That's going to mean he can push this turret probably quite low. How much damage does he down here?
That was basically a cross-map ace for the blue team right there.
Yep.
To break that down, Argento Lupo tried to gank the top lane, ran into DCB as he was en route, and DCB just ran him over. While that was happening, P-Tux tried to rotate and help Argento Lupo, and unfortunately, Mini Stretch was on top of it, ulted P-Tux, and just blew him up while he was away from the tower.
Yep.
And
deciding to get the dragon here. DCB, fantastic usage of that Rek'Sai ulti to just warp across the map instantly and get in position, get that initial boost, and that's going to snowball his lanes even further here.
Oh my goodness, man, this is just... After that cross-map ace, they go for the correct decision. They heal up, they don't get greedy, but they recognize after the ace they can basically get a free dragon, go straight for it, using that Rek'Sai teleport and that the fact that Jinx hadn't backed yet. Just good map reading right now by blue team.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, actually, we haven't seen. I can't really comment on Lupo yet because we haven't seen Rek'Sai do much aside from encountering Lupo in the jungle. Yeah. So I'm gonna hold back any criticism on this Mordekaiser jungle right now.
Yeah.
Because both junglers are guilty of just kind of farming and interacting with each other.
Very, very true. Not only that, but Lupo's he's made it to that Magus enchant. That cooldown reduction is gonna be nice and helpful. What I'd say that he wants to do is just show up somebody. At this point, I'd say, dude, I gotta use this R cooldown. Just show up and ult somebody.
Oh yeah, just do something, man.
Even if it's just for the self-healing while you're clearing, just use it.
Yeah, he's gotta... I just don't know how to gauge this Mordekaiser's jungle, because he has almost no gank pressure unless his lanes are winning, and unfortunately his solo lanes are losing.
Ooh, mid lane, George P. Burdell shows up behind WMG, a lot of burst damage comes out onto the President, but that what the KO ulti actually saves George P. Burdell's life, but it costs Ninebreaker his own. Mid lane, Argento Lupo flashes in and picks up the Jace Ghost, and now he's going to use it to kill Inten. It's like grabbing someone's fist and punching them in the face with it. Oh my goodness. George P. Burdell, Cosmic Gator are going to show up in the mid lane now and defend this turret. It's going to be a 3-man push to the mid lane.
Okay. So guys, I sit on an exercise ball. I don't have a chair. And Lupo, congratulations. That kill was so funny I fell off my ball.
Oh my goodness, the Paradise Draft 2014. That kill was so funny I fell off my ball.
For sure, quote that forever, guys. Oh my god. Lupo, I commend you. You got a kill, man. Good job.
He's like, no, this one's mine! Finally!
It may have killed you, or it may have killed your team, but you got it. You did it, man.
Ulti comes out of Inten. Lupo turns back around like, you know what, I'm not gonna chase this. I might as well put this way now.
Thresh says, please no, just stay on the outside of the box.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. One thing that we really need to be careful, one thing I really want to point out is the fact that Tristana is 25 CS ahead of this Jinx. That is not something you expect.
Yeah, it definitely is not, but
and you can credit that all to the Blitzcrank too. Like, all of those early game hooks just put so much pressure onto this poor Jinx, man.
He landed like 5 in a row.
Yeah, it's just impressive.
With lane, Kukicha's showing up, looking for a grab on Jinx. Jinx slashes out. Shock Blast comes out of WMG the 25th, and he's gonna just chase Ninebreaker a little bit. Not gonna find anything though, as Ninebreaker just disengages with that heal.
Yeah, we do see the Infinity Edge. Like, Red Team needs to fight right now. There are 4 outer towers down, 2 for each team. Red Team needs to take advantage of this power spike that Tristana has hit, even though her actual kit is behind. Jinx only has a BF sword and no boots. If you try to go in and you try to like pick 1 or 2 players with your Lissandra, maybe just like Lissandra W forward and go straight on to Jace, because Jace is so fed. I feel like they have the ability with the... Oh my goodness, P-Tex gets caught by Rek'Sai right now.
Ooh, the bite takes him out for the last 5th of his HP, and that is just the power of that early Tiamat. It just gives you so much additional damage potential on that bite, and helps you take people out.
Guys, that Tiamat reset, even though DCB didn't use it, that Tiamat reset is so good on auto attacks.
Yeah. Ooh, hook lands onto the President, the exact person they need, but it looks like everyone wants to disengage out of this fight. Inten does not have his ulti up, so he's not going to be able to save anyone. Cosmic Gator shows up in the middle of this fight. Dark Crimson Blade is in the middle. He decides, you know what, we can do this thing, and they just get into the middle of the team. Cosmic Gator is punching everybody, but the ghost of the exiled player has returned. They exhaust the ghost! They exhaust the ghost, but it's not enough. The exiled player, even in death, Argento Lupo, he wants this pentakill. He's like, why would you even do that? Please, just come over here and let me get my kill. Give me my pentakill. Just come on. No? Okay, I'm gonna walk away now. No, Lupo, I'm not.
Lupo
he still wants it.
Picks up a quadra kill with Jinx. I mean, what is that about?
Oh, he still wants it. He's not gonna get away from the turret though. He ends up dying under it.
Lupo greeds out for that pentakill. P-Tuck's gonna go down to DCB right here. The smite with the slow, the nice Zonias, but not gonna buy him any time really.
Yep, gets taken out right there, and Rek'Sai has the power spike. This Hydra, this is one of the rare situations where I'm like, yeah, finish the Hydra. Because on Rek'Sai, you're so often in the very center of the team that the healing from the Hydra is super useful, and you're actually in there auto-attacking. You're not in there, you know, spinning or doing crazy other shenanigans.
Oh my goodness. Burdell gets caught by the Rek'Sai bump too.
So much damage. He's so far ahead, because Rek'Sai is one of the champions who can gank and farm the jungle very, very well, like Shyvana kind of style is.
Yep.
So you get a lot of gold very, very quickly.
Yeah, for sure, man. This is just crazy, dude. Like, I don't know what to do when your Rek'Sai is so big and your Jace is so big and your like Vi and Jace are nightmares for sure. Oh my goodness,
Cosmic Gator goes in, hook lands onto Kukicha, the other guy who would want to hook the enemy team. He says he's trying to get his arms in the air and hike his way towards his turret, towards his base, but he's not going to be able to make it. Dragon is spawned, and blue team's going to rotate there immediately and pick up this additional buff.
Oh my goodness, this is crazy, man.
Oh my goodness, P-Tux catches Exiled Player in the brush. Exiled Player says, I'm gonna hit the panic button now, but it does no damage whatsoever.
Yeah. Alright, so I'm just trying to think of how Red Team, because this game is slowly starting to snowball into Blue Team's control. What Red Team needs to do to win this game is they need to try to slow down the game. Oh my god, Argento Lupo gets caught by DCB. Nice boop with the bite.
Huge amount of damage. The bite just does a huge amount. Oh, Lupo actually lands the ulti. It's going to do a bit of healing there, and that means he's going to take him out. Oh, Jace jumps in and finishes him off before Lupo can use the ghost to get any of his shield back. And it looks like Kale's going to show up to take out Jace as well. P-Tuck's in the jungle looking for Cosmic Gator. He doesn't have any of his team in his back quite yet, though. So he needs to be very careful.
But what Red Team needs to do right now is they need to recognize that Kale and Tristan are the key to victory right now. You know, Lupo is pretty much only going to be good to try to get either a Jinx or a Jace clone in the future fights. So they need to just kind of sit here, stall out the game. They have plenty of wave clear with Tristana, with P-Tux, and with Ninebreaker, and even Mordekaiser packs a lot of wave clear. They can just, oh my goodness, as Rek'Sai does ult straight to Tristana.
A deep ulti. Red Team has the opportunity to collapse here. He goes in, gets the knock-up on them. Cosmic Gator is there. He turns right back around and says, my friend, you are drunk. There's no way I'm jumping in on that.
Yeah. And, like, one other thing that Red Team has going for them is, like, Rek'Sai and Vi are building pure damage at the moment. If they can take advantage of that and draw the game out, but catch them before the two frontliners start building tanky, this can definitely go their way as the hook comes out and misses.
Yep, reverse hook comes out of and misses from Lupo there. Red Team is just considering pushing up on this turret, but they don't want to encounter a Jace or a Vi from the side lanes because one Vi ulti or one Jace Shock Blast combo will shred through their health bars. So they have to be very cautious on what they do. What they need to be doing is making sure that they get the deep ward coverage in the sides of their flanks while they're trying to push forward. That way they can do so safely.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Red Team finally checking that dragon. A little sad when it's gone.
Yeah. Lupo taking a book out of the Bible of Stretch. Get that Thornmail.
You know,
it is a wonderful, wonderful item.
This is probably one of the times I do not agree with this Thornmail, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Because of the Bloodthirster on Jinx already?
The first item Bloodthirster, the first item Hydra, and the fact that Bloodthirster or Thornmail does not return Jace Powerballs.
Yeah.
And that's mostly what he's going to be taking damage from.
Oh my goodness, but the 1v1 in the jungle from Lupo. Lupo's taking significant damage from these third hit strikes from Vi. Flash forward, but it's going to be the Denting Blows reset that gets it. Ulti comes out from Trist, will pick up the kill, and that's going to be that.
But to touch back on that Thornmail also, like, you can't build Thornmail and then expect it to be your only defensive item. You have no health to back it up. So even if you have the Thornmail and you're returning damage, it's just a poor it's just a poor damage item. It's never going to do more damage on a mage than like a Death Cap or a Void Staff, right?
Right.
So it does do a little bit of mitigation, it does do a little bit of return, but guess what also does that is Zonia's.
Yeah, that's very true.
I don't know. I just don't like Zone or Thornmail as a defensive item on a mage.
Yeah.
Someone you plan on building more as a damage source than a tank.
Yeah, the reason I do it on Zac is because his effective health pool has the potential to be infinite.
Yep,
so
very
you
true.
can keep somebody auto-attacking you for pretty much forever. It doesn't happen because they die before that. But his health pool is so much larger than it actually looks like that you can pull it off. DCB catching out, actually getting caught out by Ninebreaker in the enemy jungle there. He's kind of looking around like, you know, what can I take from here? He's going to rotate to the top lane. He's got tunnels all over the place that he can teleport to if need be.
Yep, definitely a little bit of aggressive play coming out of DCB right now. I feel like they should just be sieging. They have a very limited window where they can be strong.
Top lane, DCB gets the kill onto P-Tux, and that's going to signal Red Team to just rotate up and try to take him out. He dives into the brush here, waiting for the cooldown on that tunnel. He actually decides to go past it there, trying to get towards Jace, but he doesn't quite make it out.
Yeah, just a little rough there. A little bit greedy. He got the kill and then kind of he hesitated, didn't know what he wanted to do. Oh my goodness, Kukicha just barely dodges the zap there. Giving it to Lupo, says, "Here, friend, you can have this."
Catch this.
I don't particularly want it. Oh my goodness. We do see the Muramana coming in onto Jace finally. Jace Rocket comes out.
Yeah, it hits the ghost of Christmas Pass, or the ghost of Crimson Pass. There we go.
Yeah.
WMG going into the middle of the fight there alongside Cosmic Gator. The backline and XL player will pick up the kill right there. DCB says, "I want these chickens," and teleports to them immediately. Into the middle of the team fight there. It's going to get zeroed out by P-Tux, who ends up in the middle of the fight. Good ulti down into WMG 25, and it's going to take him out and get himself a double kill and allow him to start catching back up in this game. The slow does land on XL player, but off the side, DCB tries to join the fight, makes a U-turn though, and says, "You know what? I tried this once before and got left behind and killed on my own by myself with no friends around. It was not fun."
Yeah, that was... Actually, I feel like, oh my goodness, DCB's mad enough to go in.
He gets snared down by P-Tux, but the damage potential that's coming out of this red side is significant. Now that they've got the ghost of Crimson Past.
Yeah, he's back, guys. He's back.
I'm glad I thought of that. That's great.
I am too. That's excellent.
Ghost of Crimson Past. They can use that to take out the turret. Possibly even use it to do this dragon if it lasts long enough.
You know what's better than one jungler to do dragon, two junglers to do dragon?
They don't have their smite. At least he's got his auto attacks.
Yeah, they gotta be careful of a Jace steal over the wall. That shock blast is ridiculous. But Jace is not able to get there in time. Dude, this is... I don't know, I feel like Blue Team needs to be taking advantage of how far ahead Jace is, how big he is, trying to get into a siege position where they can take advantage of those massive shock blasts. Because right now they're just kind of looking for team fights, and Jace isn't able to get any pre-poke down before it. Which is why we see these team fights getting a little wonky, getting a little bit in the favor of Red Team.
Yeah, and now you start to see Vi pulling out these defensive items, decides to pick up a Hex Drinker now, when honestly, you look at everything that would have been up in your lane, up in the Vi's lane, and I don't know why that Hex Drinker wouldn't have been the first item.
Dude, I think Mini Stretch is drunk. Like, goes Moby Boots after laning phase, goes Black Cleaver first. It's crazy, dude. It's just madness.
Yeah, I don't know about the Black Cleaver purchase. Hex Drinker, Tiamat. Boom. That's so much burst potential, and it's so safe.
And it's so cheap for the price of a Hex Drinker Tiamat. You do as much damage as what you currently have.
Yeah, like that armor shred doesn't matter that much. I mean, it's starting to matter now because of the Thornmail and the additional chain biscuits coming out of Sandra.
No, if you're ulting anybody that's not Tristana or not Kale, you're wasting your time. You don't need the armor shred.
The blowback cone from it's the force.
It doesn't matter.
It'll shred some armor.
It doesn't matter.
I'm trying to think about the thought process.
The thing is like your Jace already has a Last Whisper.
That's true.
He does not need more armor pen.
Yeah.
Like it's nice, but he's already ahead. He does not need more armor pen.
At this point in the game, you just need somebody who can actually withstand the barrage of damage that is the red team, and the Vi just is not that right now. You need somebody to get onto Trist and be a problem.
Yep. Like many stretch, I'm disappointed in you. You're so crazy. Oh my goodness, his Q gets interrupted.
Good ulti comes out of P-Tuxes along with that Zonia's Hourglass to negate the damage coming out of
no.
Chase, and it's going to be Argento Lupa getting into the middle of the fight. Jinx Rocket gets taken out. Now they've got this super damaging Vi Ghost. That's the one thing about Mordecai is here against a team comp that builds only classes. You can pick up anyone's ghost and take stuff. Just knock it over. As long as
you don't get Thresh, send the Vi Ghost in. What are you doing,
just
Lupo?
Tank that thing. In fact, no, you can have Lupo tank it, and the shield generation that'll come out from Cosmic Gator will allow you to keep your ghost up forever, pretty much.
And now he lost his ghost for free. Like, oh my goodness, man.
Right. So they're still gonna get this turret. George P. Burdell, with that long auto attack range, is gonna be able to knock this over, no problem whatsoever. Kukichi's in position to get a grab. Says, you know what? I don't even need these grabs. We're just gonna calmly push this in and get this inhibitor.
Yeah, Lupo catches a Thresh hook right there. Doesn't matter, he walks away from it non-stop.
Here we go. DCB shows up, trying to get onto the President here. The President just jumps back to the rest of his team and turns back around and lays some hatred out over the wall. Inten getting the grab onto Lupo. That's going to signal WMG to jump into the middle of this fight. DCB finally regrouping after making that ballsy ultimate. Cosmic Gator gets the dunk onto the Ninebreaker. Good ulti comes out from the Kale. He's going to keep himself alive for a couple more auto attacks, but P-Tux and the rest of the team are just not in position to get a good result out of this fight. The President must retreat. He has to get back to the bunker. He's like, I'll see you boys at Camp David while this war wages.
Yep. Oh my goodness. You know, George P. Burdell doing some damage on the back end there, but unfortunately a couple of good Thresh hooks just... Oh no, please don't do it, Mr. President.
He has a dream. He wants this intent. He wants it so bad. Over the wall, he lays down a few auto attacks. He's like, you know what? I'm Trist. I can actually hit these fools. The execute comes down. Is he gonna do it? His team's pinging. No, don't do it.
Alright, thank you, Trist. It was a good try. It was a good try. Oh my goodness, man.
Yep, good harass over that wall without fully committing. I'm super drunk all the time I play this game, so if it was me, I would have jumped. I would have definitely jumped.
The only way I know how to play this game is full aggro, so I would have gone too, but it doesn't mean it's right. It does not mean it's right.
Really can't meet that Baron buff. I'm gonna bounce on that. I'm gonna get some auto tech damage on Rek'Sai. I'm gonna jump in, blast him with Buster Shot. If that doesn't kill him for the reset so I can jump back on the Baron, I'm gonna turn it on it and auto attack it twice, trying to get the kill. If that doesn't work, well, goodbye world. That's about it.
It's worth the shot, man. It was worth the shot.
Yeah. I'm not Lee Sin. I'm just a Trist, but it's okay.
I don't have Smite, but I tried. Like, oh my goodness, man. Oh, this is... We do see the DFG coming straight onto Mordekaiser too. He's really looking to get a ghost.
I don't blame him, honestly.
Yeah. Well, with a double AD comp, or a triple AP comp, and Tristana does magic damage with her abilities, that single DFG amplifies her whole team's damage by 20%.
Oh yeah.
Like, that's huge, man. That's what a techie item. I'm kind of surprised we didn't see it coming out of one of the other laners.
If that Thornmail was also a Abyssal Scepter, as top lane, P-Tux claws out directly into the Zonia's Hourglass. It's like, alright, I need to make it create distance and then stand still.
Hey man, he knew he was gone. Yeah, don't you see what? Like, I just feel like that Thornmail it does not do more damage than an Abyssal would. It does not. Oh my goodness, the Vi ult comes straight in on Lupo.
Goes in on Lupo there. It looks like the Banshee's Veil is going to negate a huge amount of damage for Cosmic Gator here. There's that Hex Drinker shield that we needed to see minutes ago. As it comes out, and he goes under turret a bit, trying to get that Blitzcrank down. Blue team now with the power play are going to force up this mid lane and try to get one of these turrets down. Dark Crimson Blade honestly could dig a tunnel here and show up bottom lane, split push, cause two sources of pressure with these enhanced minions, and then teleport back to the team if need be.
I would definitely go bot lane just to get the pressure going, and then consider going for that dragon too, because I think that's that all important third dragon, which is so critical.
Yeah.
But they're gonna get the inhibitor tower, which I can't really blame them for it, you know.
Ooh, Cosmic Gator goes deep on this turret. Takes a lot of hatred from the enemy team, but it ends up surviving because he just keeps on punching and gets that shield back up to keep his health bar up.
Yeah. Also, that previous fight, which we saw go so poorly for Red Team, happened. It went so south because first it was a 45. You know, P-Tux got caught in the top lane there, and they also dumped all of their damage banking on a Vi Ghost immediately. And that Hex Drinker shield and the fact that Lupo did not use his DFG just allowed many stretches to survive there. And without that Ghost, there was no chance of them winning that fight.
Yeah, there definitely wasn't. Blue side opting to get the dragon before that bottom turret. Hold on, what's this health look like? But they had 5 people up. If they had rotated from mid to this bottom turret, they could have probably knocked it over quick enough and then got to dragon afterwards.
It's possible, but it would have opened them up for a chance of 1 or 2 of them dying.
It's true.
It's not necessarily the most optimal play, but it is the safer play to just go for the dragon, which I can understand. You know, it's easier for us to look at it with perfect vision and be like, yeah, they could have done that and that. But I understand the hesitation to be like, well, Tristana can jump in, kill 1 or 2 of us, and then maybe we can't do dragon.
Because like, the way that I always see that sort of situation is I look at them, I look at my, I tab, and I'm like, well, who's got home guards? Because they all just died after that fight.
Yep.
And then that lets me know if it's possible or not.
That's true. It's that like I agree with you. It was definitely possible to pick up that bottom tower with just the information that blue team had. It was possible. But there's nothing wrong with going and securing that critical third dragon. Getting that movement speed is so important that you can choose to opt out of 150 gold for right now.
Right.
It's not like that tower is going anywhere.
It's very true, and with the additional pressure from these super minions in the mid lane, it really opens up the ability to play around that bottom lane turret. I would say at this point, DCB, dig a tunnel right here. Thank you, sir. Head bot lane.
Yeah, I mean, they're not. We have yet to see a Rek'Sai play. Oh my goodness! The president catches a Vi hook and then a Vi ult, and
oh my goodness, George P. Burdell trying to get out. He's not going to make it there. Kukicha has the Kale ulti on him somehow. I guess there was a misclick off of Ninebreaker's part there, and blue team's just going to clean up this entire fight very quickly. P-Tux throwing out the claw. Hook does not land over the wall there, and he's stuck in this fight alongside Ardenta Lupo. Good lockdown from P-Tux's part. He's going to pick up a kill once a Jinx here. But blue team is
win
just
the game.
Way too big.
Stop hitting this tower. Go win the game.
Well, they don't have their minions in place quite yet because red team did a good job of really forcing that out pretty far.
Well, they're already tanking 2 towers right now, right?
Well, but it's different than tanking 2 towers at the same time.
Yeah, but I feel like they could rotate DCB and mini stretch. I don't know. Maybe that's too aggressive, but
yeah.
I feel like they had the chance of winning the game. It would have been a little bit dangerous, but if they had gone straight for it, they could have done it. Oh well, double down inhibitor is also a good play.
Yeah.
It's going to be really, really hard for red team to recover from this.
Especially with those 2 inhibitors being wide open, and they're going to be able to push down bottom lane just all as 5 now.
And Baron respawns in 1 minute. That's going to, when blue team goes to take that, it's going to be so hard for red team to contest. Though it is the 2 favorable sides of the map to contest the Baron for red side, so it is still an option. It's just, if I was blue team, I would set up a slow push in this bot lane, maybe get it about halfway, and then roll towards this Baron, because someone's going to have to answer this bot lane and the super minions all at the same time, which gives you a free Baron as a blue team.
Yep.
Man, I feel like we need to start giving team names again.
Oh, yeah. The Hurricanes and FEMA, I think, was the only team name we ended up ever doing.
Yeah, I feel like that's a little bit better than blue and red.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I feel like that should be a thing we should do.
Yeah, we could do that.
Maybe we can have teams name themselves so long as they're appropriate.
Ooh, Hook goes out onto exiled player but misses.
Does miss, my friend Zil.
Okay, so here we go. They're actually doing the play we just spoke of. That bottom lane is auto pushing in, and they're actually just going ahead and hitting this Baron. They just said, you know what, screw dancing, I just want to get to the good stuff.
Yep.
They go ahead and take this dragon down, and it's going to be Blitzcrank and Kale, who just get zeroed out completely.
Yeah, apparently Kicha missed the memo there, flashed into the pit with Kale, and the rest of the team just kind of backed up, said no thank you. Mr. President goes for the rocket jump and dies.
Oh man, it looks like Dark Crimson Blade's just in the middle of this team. Oh, the viralty was still up, and they pick up the last member there. Good job on Cosmic Gator's part to save that resource and pick up that last kill.
Oh my goodness, this is gonna be the game, guys. I'm too tired to really think of what Red Team could have done to turn this game around, but definitely there were a lot of opportunities. Just a couple probably mismanaged shot